Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. I want to tell you about Anchor. I've been with Anchor since I started podcasting, and it's a great, great platform. Why is it so great? Because it's so easy and it's free. There's a lot of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast. You could do it right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, now you can add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are just endless, you guys. Whatever you want to do, you want to have your own radio show, you want to do music analysis, you could do whatever creative thing you want to do with Anchor. Also, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. So it's going to be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can also make money from your podcasts with no minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Audible is offering listeners a 30-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free 30-day trial. You get to select any book that you want on there and listen to it. They have books on there about breadcrumbing, love bombing, why did they lose interest, dating, relationship, any kind of book you're interested in and want to learn about, okay? You could listen to it in your car or if you're on the bus or the train. So go to my podcast description for the link at tinyurl.com/AskYazNow and start your free trial. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Today I'm going to talk about some listener questions that I got and go into what I think these people should do, okay? So this girl contacted me and she said, my boyfriend has a crazy ex-girlfriend. She won't stop contacting him on fake numbers after he blocked her on everything and told her it's over. I actually think in her crazy mind, she thinks he'll come back to her. I've blocked her and now she's messaging me on fake accounts telling me to just wait, that I'm fat, ugly, etc. I really don't want to deal with it. It's getting annoying now. What's your advice? Well, the first thing when you want to dive into something like this, he's got a crazy ex, right? Somebody's ex, when they're acting crazy and everything like that, the first thing I would ask myself is, why is that person so upset? Why is their ex taking the breakup so badly? What were the reasons for that breakup, okay? Maybe the person that you're dating is not being upfront with you and telling you everything that went down in their relationship. That could be somebody who's very scorned or hurt or whatever it is. Not that they should be contacting that person that you're dating or contacting you. That is somebody who's, going over the edge. But what is the reasoning for that person going over the edge? That's what I really would want to know. Why is that person so upset? Is that person, number one, mentally unstable? Or has this person really been scorned? Did the person that you're dating really screw them over? And that's why this person is really upset. So the first thing you have to do is look at why they broke up and try to get the truth. And remember, whatever the person is telling you that you are dating, whatever they're telling you, you can't take it at face value because they may not be telling you everything. And the reason that I'm telling you this, you guys, is because how they broke up with that other person could be how they break up with you down the line. In other words, if they just were going along in that past relationship really well, and then all of a sudden they just cut that person off cold. Maybe they were seeing you when they were still with that other person, and once they knew they had you, they cut that person off cold. And that could be why that person is so angry, because they did not see it coming. They did not know the reasons for why they were let go the way they were let go. That would be one reason that could cause so much anger, or it could just be somebody who can't deal with a breakup, all right? So you have to really look into it. Now, as far as her reaching out to the person you're dating and trying to contact them or reaching out to you, first of all, you don't want to engage with somebody like that, because the minute that you acknowledge them is the minute that they will keep doing it. They're very disturbed. They're very upset. They're going to keep doing it to try to upset you because they're so unhappy within themselves. They want to make you unhappy. So the best thing to do is to not engage with them. If you have to change your number, you change your number. If they say anything or contact you with any kind of threats or bodily harm or anything like that, then you have to take it to the police. But in this case, she's just basically trying to insult you, call you fat and everything. Like, she's just trying to hurt you because she is so hurt and she doesn't know what else to do, okay? This is somebody very, very much, feels very scorned for whatever reason, okay? So find out why this person is so upset and taking the breakup to this extent. Don't just go for the fact that your ex is saying, oh, she's crazy, she's crazy, she's crazy. People are crazy for a reason. They don't just become crazy. There's usually a reason that makes them go over the edge. All right. And certain people handle things differently. So you want to see what exactly transpired there, because it will give you insight into your relationship when you date this person. Although things are really great with you maybe now, with the person that you're dating, okay, you don't know down the line in 6 months, a year, 2 years, or whatever, if that person is going to break up the way they broke up with their ex with you, okay? So you want to see what's really, really going on. And the other thing is, you want to see if the person that you're dealing with is still contacting that person. See, when people cut somebody off, all right, usually if you cut them off cold, you block them everything, you cut them off cold, they may try to reach out or whatever in the beginning, but then they'll stop because they realize that they're getting nowhere. But if this person is consistently trying to contact, make sure that the person you're with is not contacting them in any way. They may not be telling you that, but they could be sending them texts or whatever. It doesn't even necessarily mean it's a text saying anything like they want to get with them or anything. It could just be some kind of communication that's giving that person hope. So that's why I tell you, when you deal with an ex, you got to cut them off cold. You got to cut them off cold, because if you go back and forth, that's where we talk about, the drama with the exes, Most of the time there's drama with the exes because people create that drama because they don't actually cut that person off the way they should cut them off. Cut them off your social media. Block them if you have to. That's it. Your ex is your ex for a reason, unless you have kids with that person. Then you just deal with issues that deal directly with the children, and that's it. But see, a lot of people today, they're still talking to their exes. They're still stopping by their exes. Some of them are still having a booty call with their exes, and you don't even know it, okay? So, you have to really see, is this person, did they really cut her off, or are they, stringing her along or playing games with her? And that's why this person is getting crazy over here. Okay, I'm moving on to the next question. This guy writes and he says, what exactly does it mean for a guy to be considered too nice to the point that you will use that as an excuse to dismiss a guy as a partner? Then he writes, obviously being too nice, that you're a pushover or a wimp and allow people to walk over you, is never a good thing. I'm talking about the type of guys who are able to stand up for themselves and not allow themselves to be taken advantage of and are still considered too nice. Okay, let me get into this too nice business, all right? When a woman is talking to you and you're interested in her and she's telling you, you're just too nice for me. You're just too nice for me. That is an excuse, okay? All right? It's not about you being too nice. It's about the fact that she's really not interested in you. She may like you and she may think that you're a nice person, but she's not dismissing you or discarding you in terms of trying to have a relationship with you because you're too nice. Because of course women want nice men, all right? It's not about the too nice business. That is an excuse. That is just an excuse. That is a nice way to let you down and let you know that she really is not interested in you. Maybe she doesn't feel that attraction with you. Maybe you're not what she's looking for. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Do we wish people would be more upfront with us and tell us really why they're not interested in us? Yes, in some cases, yes. And in some cases, no, because it could hurt our egos. And that's what it is. They don't want to get into the mess. They don't want to get into the drama. They don't want to sit there and say, well, you know, you're too nice for me. When actually, maybe they're thinking to themselves, well, you're 5'7" and I'm really looking for a guy 6 feet over. They don't want to tell you that, you guys. Unfortunately, there's people that are shallow that have certain, requirements that they want in a partner, and they're not going to tell you because they don't want to hurt your feeling, or they're afraid that they're going to argue with you. Men do this a lot to women too, but a lot of times what a lot of guys will do is they'll just stop calling you. All right. Or they'll string you along. That's, an indirect way of letting you know that they're really not into you. And you got to pick up on these clues. People don't always spell it out for you. They're not going to come to you and tell you exactly, well, you're 10 pounds overweight and I don't like overweight. You don't go to the gym. They're not going to tell you these things, you guys. You may come across one or two people that are very blunt and direct that, don't give a fuck and just say what's on their mind. But in general, a lot of people don't want confrontation. So they use excuses, and the excuse of, well, you're just too nice a guy for me. It's not that you're too nice a guy, okay? It's that they're not really into you, okay? The attraction level is not there, all right? So understand what that really means. Okay, I'm moving on to the next one, okay? This girl writes, she says, this might sound bad, but back in October, I broke up with my current boyfriend for another guy that I've been talking to. I've known this guy since we were kids, and I thought there was a chance we could be happy together. He knew I was with the other guy and that I was going to break up with him for us. Even then, he hasn't answered any of my messages. I even gave him a Christmas gift, to which he only stared at me. At the time, I thought it was because he had just lost his grandma, so I don't look too much into it, but I still haven't heard from him. He did have a fire break out back in February where he lost everything he owned. I was wondering, should I keep waiting for this guy or move on? And my answer to this is, move on, move on, move on, okay? Here's the deal, all right? She left a guy for another guy, and she told the guy that she wanted to be with that she was leaving this other guy. The minute that she told this other guy she was leaving her boyfriend, the guy backed off from her. Why did he back off from her? Because he really didn't want a relationship or anything serious with her. All right, he may have been talking to her. Maybe he wanted a booty call from her, but he wasn't interested in anything more. And you know how you know that? Because when she gave him a gift, a Christmas gift, he gave her a blank stare, all right? She said he only stared at her. You know why he's only staring at her? Because now he's saying to himself, oh shit, this is getting serious. This girl's giving me gifts now. She's going to want to be in a relationship with me, and I don't want to be in a relationship with her, okay? So now he's in panic mode, and now he's backing off from her, and she hasn't heard from him, and she's wondering if she should wait around. No, pick up on the subtle messages. He's not contacting you, okay? He's not interested. When somebody is interested in you, they will contact you. He's backing away from you. All right? didn't want to be in a relationship. Maybe, see, she didn't really put the little details of whether he said he wanted to be in a relationship with her. But apparently she probably thought that from, the conversations they had and everything, that he was interested in being with her in a relationship. And he was probably playing her and telling her these things, that he wanted to be in a relationship because he was probably getting sex off her at the time, okay? So now she's left this other guy for the guy she thought she's going to have a relationship with, and now he's backing off because he doesn't want to be in a relationship with her. So she needs to realize that, you know what? If you're giving a gift to somebody and they're giving you a blank stare, they don't want that gift, okay? There was no appreciation of that gift or anything like that, and now he's backing off from you. He doesn't want to be with you, okay? You made a big mistake. You probably left some guy that might have been a good guy for somebody that you thought was better, but this person that you thought was better, you didn't really see them for who they were. You didn't see them for who they were. You're thinking back at how you knew them years ago, okay? You don't know what that person wants in their life, what they're looking to have in their life. It takes time to really see what people, what their motives are or where they want to go with their life. They could have been a great person years ago, but that doesn't mean that today they're looking to be in a relationship with you and settle down. So this girl most definitely needs to, let it go. Let it go. Okay. Moving on to the next one. This one, you guys, is a good one. Ooh, is this a good one? All right. This girl writes, am I wrong? Here's the situation. I've been dating my boyfriend of 2 years and we have a 7-month-old. He was in a previous relationship and didn't have kids with his ex. Am I wrong for telling him I don't think he should be allowing his kids to go with her and come over, and he should not even be having conversations with her? His sister even told me that the girl still has feelings for him, and the ex tells his sister to tell him she still loves him. Am I wrong to give him an ultimatum? Either he respects that I don't approve of it, or we are done. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal with this one, okay? All right. The guy that she's with, all right? Now, she's only with this guy 7 months, but they got a kid together. But now, he wants to take his kids to see the ex. Now, the ex is not the biological mother of the kids that he wants to take to his ex, all right? Now, in this situation, I have to agree with her. Because here's the thing, you guys. You could have different relationships with different people and you have kids. But if those kids are not the biological parent, you can't just keep bringing your kids to every ex you had that was around your kids, okay? Your ex is your ex for a reason. See, now I feel that this guy is using this as an excuse. All right. He's still communicating with his ex. He's looking for an excuse to bring the kids over to his ex's house. Who does that? Okay. And he's saying, well, the kids are connected. He was only with his ex for 4 years. Okay. So does that mean that every ex that he has, he's got to bring his kids around each one of his exes, even when they are not, the biological parent of those kids? You are confusing those kids even more, okay? And also, not only that, if he brings these kids around his ex and she still has a thing for him, all right, there's another big, huge red flag here, all right? That, she's trying to get back with him as well. So she could be using the kids as an excuse to still be in contact with him, even though they are not her kids. That's why you got to cut off an ex. All right? Now, I'm not saying you cut off an ex when you have kids together with the ex. You're still going to have a relationship. You're going to have a relationship with your ex because those are your kids together, okay? And your ex has legal rights to those children. But this person does not have any legal rights to these children. And, this is arguable. A lot of people say, well, the kids, they built an attachment to this person and everything like that. So if you're going to say that, then are you going to say that they have an attachment to every person that he's brought them around as an ex? You can't do that, all right? You can't do that. You're not going to bring your kids around every single ex that you had just because they knew your kids, all right? I mean, you talk about trying to confuse kids even more. And on top of that, this woman, his ex, when those kids come around, they could, she could disparage that girl to the kids, and that's going to cause another issue as well. So I agree with her. There has to be boundaries there. There has to be boundaries there. Your ex is your ex for a reason. So, it's not like he was with this woman for a lifetime and that she raised these kids from when they were very little to when they are teenagers. That was not the case here. So yes, I do feel that she needs to put boundaries there, and he needs to cut the cord, okay? So that's the case with that issue. Okay, moving on. This has to do with phones, okay? This girl writes, how do you feel about a man saying, let me look in your phone, and then you ask to look in theirs, and they get very upset and said a woman can't ask a man for what he asked for? Okay, first of all, you have a male chauvinist there, that number one. Number two, okay, he wants to look at your phone, but he doesn't want you to look at their phone. So he's using an excuse. He's saying a woman can't ask a man for what he asks for, all right? First of all, if he wants to look at your phone, he thinks you're doing something because in a lot of cases, he's doing something. So he's trying to check you and see what you're doing, all right? But here's the thing. I wouldn't let anybody look at my phone unless I was able to look at their phone. And even if you look at somebody's phone, you guys, it doesn't mean anything because they could have deleted everything before they came to you and said, let me look at your phone. Let me look at your phone. They could have already deleted everything off their phone. They delete their dating apps. They delete their little text apps and everything like that they text on, and then they delete when they come home to see you. So, don't think just because you look at somebody's phone that they're clean and they're innocent, all right? And the other thing is, a lot of people have other phones. I know people that have had phones in their cars, the cheating phones, or they just, when they come home, they delete everything off their phone, or they delete the apps, and the minute they're out the door, they add the apps back. The only way you're going to know somebody's doing something shady to you is how they treat you. How they treat you. You have to be super perceptive and be able to read people. And if you're able to read people, you can tell when somebody is not 100% with you. And that's the thing with a lot of cheaters. A lot of cheaters will be with you in body, but mentally, they're not with you, okay? Like a lot of cheaters will always be on their phones, or they'll be taking their phones to the bathroom to text somebody, or they'll be in the same house with you, but they never want to be around you. Now, I'm not saying just because somebody does that they're necessarily cheating on you. So don't come back at me and say, oh, well, I always have my phone on me, and, just because I'm not sitting next to my girl, I'm not cheating. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that it's everybody, but what I'm saying is a lot of people that are cheaters do these things, okay? They do these things. You feel like you're with the person, but the person's mind is not with you, okay? And that is an indication. Another thing with cheaters is a lot of times if they're not looking to be very sexual with you, or they're not thirsty for you, they could be getting it somewhere else. And you got to pick up on that, you guys. And they're going to use excuses. They're going to say, oh, I'm tired from work, or, I just want to watch this movie, or whatever else, or, any other excuses. Not to say that people can't get tired. Of course they can get tired. But if you see it's constant, then that is a red flag, okay? That is a red flag because, most times they're getting it. And if they're not getting it from you, trust and believe they could be getting it from somebody else. But in this case, this guy has no trust of his girl. He wants to check her phone, but he doesn't want her to look at his phone. And what he's doing is he's gaslighting her. He's making up an excuse and saying, oh, well, women shouldn't look at a man's phone for what I asked for, whatever. It's all an excuse. It's all an excuse, okay, to just get her phone and look at her phone and everything like that. You have to have trust in a relationship. Nobody wants to be in a relationship where you got to sit there and check people's phones or wonder, what they're doing when they say they're going to the grocery store. That's a horrible, horrible way to live when you don't have trust with somebody. So the thing is, whoever you get with, make sure that you could trust this person and pick up on the red flags when you start to see there's little shady things. Like, you call them, at nighttime when they say they're working and they're not picking up their phone. All right. If it's happening a lot, this is a red flag. This is a red flag. You got to pick up on these kind of things. All right. Or if they ghost or they disappear for 3 days, that's another red flag. Okay. Don't be naive. Don't be a sucker. All right. Because, you have to pick up on it, you guys. You have to pick up on it. Not everything is going to be out in the open and in front of your face with people. There's always these little things that you see that don't seem right. If they don't seem right, you have to trust your gut, okay? So I hope that helps you. If it did, please hit the subscribe button and share the podcast. If you have any questions, there's a phone number in the podcast description where you could submit your questions to be aired anonymously on the podcast. All right. And have a great day. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon. Okay. You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.